So what I want to go through first of all, guys, I want to explain what we're going to be doing today. Flubaroo is it's a product that essentially will allow you to create quizzes for your students. So you might find it useful, for example, if you've done a lesson, for example, and the very next day you want to give them a quick pop quiz to test them to see how they go. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to need to create a form. And the way you create a form, if you go up into Tools, Tools, and create a form. Okay, now what you want to do next is you want to go and title your form. See at the top there it says Untitled Spreadsheet. Just give it a name, and that's the name your students can use to access it. So, excellent. Okay. Next thing what we do is we want to create some questions. So you can see here at the moment it's got an untitled question there, and if you actually click on that untitled question, just click there, that's it, and type in a name for the question. So this is the question your students will see. So put in a question there for us. We want to have, say, 3 questions, I think. Probably be good if we can get 3 different questions. Now, just so you know, there are different types of questions that you can create. You can create multiple choice questions. You can create checkbox questions. You can create drop-down questions. You can also create ones where they type in an answer. The best ones that work for this situation are like your multiple choice type questions, so your checkbox, multiple choice, the drop-down. The ones where they actually have to type in an answer, you've really got to go in and check that, make sure they spelt everything the way it's supposed to be. So you can select, for example, multiple choice or checkbox or drop-down if you'd like to. So just choose which one you prefer. And then just put in some different choices in there if you selected multiple choice. Let's go multiple choice first. And see where it says option 1. Just type in an answer in there. So we want, say, 4 answers in there perhaps. And so we want one that's going to be right for this one. So the next things we need to do, what I would recommend, if you're doing a quiz with your students, the best thing to be doing when you're actually creating your questions is to make sure that they're a required question. Because otherwise your students can actually skip the question and not answer it. Yeah. So the next thing you should do as well is you should always collect the respondent's username. So up the very top of your page, you'll see up there it says automatically collect respondent's residence college username. What that means is it grabs their email address, and the reason you do that is so you know who actually filled in the form. The other thing that I would recommend is to make it easy for you to mark, get them to enter in their own username. So I'm going to get you to just create a question right now that says, please enter your name. Yep. So we're going to go and fill in the answers now. We're going to go get one row that's got the right answers in it. So you see where it says view live form at the very top of your screen up there? It says view live form. This one over here. That's it. Now what I would like you guys to do is enter in all the correct answers. Okay? Mark sheet done. Yeah, so that's exactly what we're doing now. We're creating a mark sheet. This is the one that will mark everything from it. And so then hit submit once you've done that. Right. And you can actually go back to your spreadsheet now. So if you click on this tab over here, this form, and on this is form responses. But now, what I'll point out, the reason I did it this way is because I want to explain something to you. When you enter stuff in on your Google forms, what it actually does is if you enter them in the wrong way, it displays them the way you've actually entered them in. So if you, for example, you forget, like I did just then, to enter in the username, it's going to put it at the end of your display here, okay? The important thing is don't go moving them around. It's just for collecting the information. You don't need to actually change the way it's displayed. Great. Right, now, next thing we want to do is we're going to add the script. Okay, and how you add scripts, if you go up onto the, I think it's the Tools menu, if I remember correctly, and select Script Gallery. Right. Now, up the top side, you'll see this little search bar. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to type in the word Flubaroo, F-L-U-B-A-R-O-O. Yeah, and then click install. And it'll probably pop up a little thing on your display that says something like it's got to make sure it's got the right permissions to do it, and you say OK. Now the way you can tell if your Flubaroo is installed is you'll see at the top now, you'll see a menu item that says Flubaroo. So if you go to that menu item now, and we go to grade assignment now, yep, that's it, grade assignment. Now this screen that pops up here, you need to go and select, see down here it says identify student. Both of these ones where it says please enter your name and username, they both identify student. Every other one may be worth, for example, 1 point, yes. Or you can actually select the drop down arrow and you can make them worth more points if you'd like to. Now once you're done, select continue. And you'll see it will go through and automatically grade that quiz for you. Now, next thing here is it's going to ask you which ones got the correct answers. And so what it'll do is it's going to give you 2 or 3, depending on how many people actually filled it in. And continue. So you can do 2 or 3 that is going to look like, there we go. I'm just going to show you the answers. They're all going to be marked for you. So you get few grades. That's it. So in here, if you scroll over to the right there, and you'll see here, you'll see the questions which are marked in orange. They're the questions that your students had problems with. Okay? So you can quite quickly have a look at it and you can see, okay, students didn't do very well on that question. I've probably got to go and revise those topic areas with my students because there's some issue there. Now the other thing you'll notice there is if you go up to the Flubaroo menu again, and you'll see there it says edit student feedback. And what will happen when you select that, you'll see this little area that appears. Yep, that's the one. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to type in some comments that's going to go back to your students. Now the beauty about this is this area is actually so you can actually make your comments to each student different. There is a way which I'm going to show you in a moment how you can actually say the same thing to all your students as well if you'd like to. Okay? Flubaroo.
Yeah.
Yep, and select begin. Email grades. And then include the answer key. And if you'd like to type in some comments, this is the comments of everybody, you know, maybe you all worked out hard this and I can see how well you've done, you know, and whatever you want to, that's up to you, okay?
Yeah, okay. And
then once you've done that, you select continue. So you're starting to get the emails through. So now what it's showing you, when you get the opportunity to go and look in your email, and you'll see highlighted in red all the questions that you got wrong, ones which weren't graded, obviously, which would be your situation.
I wasn't very good at this one.
So
it's got nothing to do with penguins.
We go to your inbox, and you'll see you're starting to get emails coming through. So click on